Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Abhineet Shukla with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches mega recruitment drive, hands over letters to 75,000 newly recruited appointees for various posts in central government. Over 4,51,000 families get their own houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Modi says PM Awas Yojana has become a tool for social and economic empowerment. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia says Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana has helped citizens in saving 18,000 crore rupees. ISRO to launch its first dedicated commercial satellite LVM-3 from Sriharikota a few minutes after midnight. Prime Minister to participate in Deepotsav festival in Ayodhya on the eve of Deepavali. Chinese President Xi Jinping secures an unprecedented third term at National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing. In T20 World Cup, India and Pakistan to lock horns in their opening match at Melbourne tomorrow. New Zealand beat Australia and England outplay Afghanistan in today's matches. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched a mega recruitment drive for 10 lakh personnel, handing over appointment letters to 75,000 newly inducted appointees for various posts of the central government. The Prime Minister said this is another step to provide employment opportunities to youth. He said several steps have been taken by the government to provide employment and self-employment opportunities in the last 8 years.
बीते 8 वर्षों में पहले भी लाखों युवाओं को नियुक्ति पत्र दिए गए हैं, लेकिन इस बार हमने तय किया कि इकट्ठे नियुक्ति पत्र देने की परंपरा भी शुरू की जाए, ताकि डिपार्टमेंट में भी टाइम बाउंड प्रक्रियाएं पूरा करने और निर्धारित लक्ष्य को जल्द से पार करने का एक सामूहिक स्वभाव बने, सामूहिक प्रयास.
The Prime Minister said India is marching towards becoming self-reliant in every sector and the target of becoming a developed nation can be achieved with the contributions from everyone.
विकसित भारत के संकल्प की सिद्धि के लिए हम आत्मनिर्भर भारत के रास्ते पर चल रहे हैं. इसमें हमारे इनोवेटर्स, हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, हमारे उद्यमी, हमारे किसान, सर्विसेज और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से जुड़े हर किसी की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है. यानी विकसित भारत का निर्माण सबके प्रयास से ही संभव है.
Mr. Modi said India is the 5th biggest economy now and this feat has been achieved due to the reforms undertaken in the last 8 years. He said the government has set a target to spend 100 lakh crore rupees on infrastructure development in the country. The Prime Minister said youth are the strength of the country and the central government is working on several fronts to provide them employment opportunities.
आज हमारा सबसे अधिक बल युवाओं के कौशल के विकास पर है, स्किल डेवलपमेंट पर है. प्रधानमंत्री कौशल विकास योजना के तहत देश के उद्योगों की जरूरतों के हिसाब से युवाओं को ट्रेनिंग देने का एक बहुत बड़ा अभियान चल रहा है. इसके तहत अभी तक 1.25 करोड़ से अधिक युवाओं को स्किल इंडिया अभियान की मदद से ट्रेन किया जा चुका है. इसके लिए देश भर में कौशल विकास केंद्र खोले गए हैं.
Mr. Modi said 80,000 startups have emerged in the country within a span of few years and lakhs of people are working in these startups. The Prime Minister congratulated the new appointees, saying that the efficiency of government departments has increased due to the efforts of the country's Karma Yogis. Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh said several decisions have been taken for the welfare of the youth and providing them employment opportunities in various sectors.
इन नियुक्तियों की विशेषता एक ये भी है कि भारत सरकार के लगभग सभी विभागों और मंत्रालयों में ये नियुक्तियां की जा रही हैं. गृह मंत्रालय से रेलवे तक, शहरी विकास से ग्रामीण विकास तक, स्वास्थ्य से शिक्षा तक. एक ये भी विशेषता कि इन नियुक्तियों के लाभार्थी देश के लगभग सभी राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों में फैले हुए हैं और साथ ही साथ ये नियुक्तियां लगभग सभी पदों पर सभी स्तर पर की जा रही हैं.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today interacted with the beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana, Chennai in Tamil Nadu. She also handed over appointment letters to 230 beneficiaries for employment at various departments of the Union Government. The beneficiaries expressed happiness at the government's initiative in providing employment and also thanked the efforts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Speaking to the beneficiaries at Coimbatore, Minister of State for Social Justice Narayanasamy said the occasion assumes significance that while India is celebrating 75 years of independence, 75,000 youth have been provided employment from the government. He said through the Make in India projects, imports have reduced and domestic production has increased. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, as part of the recruitment drive, Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Bhagwat Kishan Rao Karad, and Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan jointly issued 57 appointment letters to the newly selected candidates.
Minister of Railways, Communications and Electronics and IT, Ashwini Vaishnav, has said that 12-kilometer railway track is being constructed daily by the railways as against 4 kilometer earlier. He said this will be increased to 20 kilometer per day in the coming days. Mr. Vaishnav was participating in the Rozgar Mela organized in Jaipur today. He said major changes have taken place in the railways in the last 8 years. Mr. Vaishnav said the work of reconstruction of stations has also started. 200 stations in the country are being developed into world-class stations.
3 स्टेशन के अनुभव को लेके 200 स्टेशन का काम हाथ में लिया है। 200 स्टेशन को वर्ल्ड क्लास स्टेशन के हिसाब से करने का काम चालू हुआ। अब तक 138 स्टेशन का मास्टर प्लान तैयार हुआ है। 47 स्टेशन के टेंडर हो गए और 41 स्टेशन पे काम चालू हो गया है।
The Railway Minister said a lot of work has also been done in the telecom sector. He said India has become the 6th country in the world to have its own 4G and 5G networks. Appointment letters were handed over to more than 300 youth in the program. The Prime Minister today handed over houses to 4,51,000 families of Madhya Pradesh under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Virtually addressing the state-level program organized in Satna, the Prime Minister said the occasion of Dhanteras and the Diwali is to make a new beginning which brings freshness in our lives. He said, home brings progress for all. As with the construction of the houses, the village also progresses.
धनतेरस और दीपावली का ये अवसर ऐसा होता है जब हम नई शुरुआत करते हैं। घर में नया रंग रोगान करते हैं, नए बर्तन लाते हैं, कुछ न कुछ नया जोड़ते हैं, नए संकल्प भी लेते हैं। नई शुरुआत करने से हम जिंदगी में नयापन भर देते हैं। सुख और समृद्धि के लिए एक नया द्वार खुल जाता है। आज मध्य प्रदेश के 4.5 लाख गरीब बहनों और भाइयों के लिए नए जीवन की शुरुआत हो रही है। आज ये सभी साथी अपने नए और पक्के घर में गृह प्रवेश कर रहे हैं।
The Prime Minister said, under the PMAYG, more than 3.5 crore poor families have got new houses in the last 8 years. He said, the government is committed to the poor and marginalized. Be it toilets, electricity, water or gas, the government has included every facility in PM Awas Yojana to cater to their needs. The Prime Minister congratulated the women of the state for becoming the owner of the houses.
मैं मध्य प्रदेश की उन लाखों बहनों को आज विशेष बधाई देता हूं जो आज अपने घर की मालकिन बनी हैं और लाखों रुपयों के बने घर आपको लखपति बना दिया है। पहले आकांक्षाएं, ये सपने सामने आते ही नहीं थे क्योंकि बिना घर के ये संभावनाएं दब जाती थी। मुझे विश्वास है अब जब इन साथियों को ये नए घर मिल गए हैं तो अपने सपनों को सच करने की नई ताकत भी मिली है।
Clarifying the intention of the government to provide maximum facilities to the farmers, Mr. Modi said the government is converting all food distribution shops into Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras. He said now every material for the use of farmers will be available in these centers. To solve the problem faced by the farmers in the selection of urea fertilizers, the Prime Minister has announced that all fertilizers will soon be available with the name Bharat.
आज महंगी खाद खरीदनी पड़ रही है। यूरिया जिसके एक बैग की कीमत आज 2000 रुपये से ज्यादा है, उसे हम किसानों को सिर्फ 266 रुपए में उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। 2000 रुपए की बैग 300 रुपए से भी कम रुपयों में दे देते हैं। किसानों पर बोझ ना पड़े, इसलिए इस वर्ष सरकार 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा खर्च इसके पीछे कर रही है।
In Jammu and Kashmir, security forces today busted a militant hideout in Ramban district of Jammu division and recovered a huge cache of arms and ammunition. AIR Jammu correspondent reports, acting swiftly on the input received from reliable sources, the security forces launched a joint search operation in the forest area. They successfully busted the suspected militant hideout and recovered a large number of arms and ammunition, among other things. An FIR has been registered at police station Banihal and investigation has been taken up.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches mega recruitment drive, hands over letters to 75,000 newly recruited appointees for various posts in central government. Over 4,51,000 families get their own houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen in Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Modi says PM Awas Yojana has become a tool for social and economic empowerment. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia says Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana has helped citizens in saving 18,000 crore rupees. ISRO to launch its first dedicated commercial satellite LVM-3 from Sriharikota few minutes after midnight. Prime Minister to participate in Deepotsav festival in Ayodhya on the eve of Deepavali. Chinese President Xi Jinping secures an unprecedented third term at National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing. In T20 World Cup, India and Pakistan to lock horns in their opening match at Melbourne tomorrow. New Zealand beat Australia and England outplay Afghanistan in today's matches. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग हेतु संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
Welcome back to the evening news. Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana has significantly reduced patients' out-of-pocket expenditure. It has helped in savings of 18,000 crore rupees for the citizens in the last 8 years. In a tweet, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia said the government is committed to ensuring good quality and affordable health care for all. The scheme ensures easy reach of affordable quality medicines to the people in every nook and corner of the country. More than 8,700 Jan Aushadhi stores have been opened across the country, covering almost every district. The government has set a target to increase the number of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras to 10,500 by the end of March 2025. The Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO will launch its first dedicated commercial satellite launch vehicle Mark III LVM-3 from Satish Dhawan Space Centre, Sriharikota, a few minutes after midnight. The launch of ISRO's heaviest launcher will be a historic milestone for its commercial arm New Space India Limited. All preparations for the historic launch of LVM-3 carrying 36 satellites began this morning. According to officials at the Satish Dhawan Space Centre at Sriharikota, the countdown, which began early this morning, has been progressing smoothly. Last-minute checks for the launch in the wee hours of 7 minutes past 12 midnight are being monitored. More from our Chennai correspondent.
Scientists at the Space Center are busy monitoring the finishing tests of LVM-3M2. The 43.5-meter tall rocket weighing 644 tons will blast off at the first pad at the Shar Center in the midnight skies today. The third generation of geosynchronous launch vehicle will put in orbit the OneWeb satellites. 19 minutes after the launch, the rocket will put in orbit all the 36 satellites one by one. OneWeb, which is a joint venture between India Bharati Global and the UK government, will be the first commercial launch of GSLV Mark III. The broadband communication satellites will be operated in a LEO polar orbit. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
In Uttar Pradesh, preparations are in full swing for the Grand Deepotsav festival in Ayodhya tomorrow. This will be the 6th Deepotsav in a row being organized by the Yogi Adityanath government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is participating for the first time in this grand celebration. Our correspondent reports that the target this year is to light more than 15 lakh earthen lamps at the ghats of Saryu and in the ancient city. Large number of tourists and devotees are arriving in Ayodhya to take part in Deepotsav. Foolproof security arrangements have been made in Ayodhya. A report.
On the eve of Deepavali, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Ayodhya tomorrow at around 5 p.m. Prime Minister will perform darshan and puja of Bhagwan Sri Ram Lala Birajman, followed by inspection of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra site. At around 5:45 p.m. he will perform Rajyabhishek of symbolic Bhagwan Sri Ram. Around 6:30 p.m. Prime Minister will witness Aarti at Naye Ghat, Saryu River, which will be followed by kick-start of the Grand Deepotsav celebration by Prime Minister. Dilip Shukla, AIR News, Ayodhya.
The festival of Dhanteras is being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Also known as Dhan Trayodashi or Dhanvantari Jayanti, the day is considered auspicious for new purchases, especially gold or silver articles and new utensils. The day also sees heavy purchases of appliances and automobiles. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted people on the occasion. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi hoped that the people of the country will be blessed with abundance of good health and prosperity. He said, Dhanteras has also a close association with health and wellness. Prime Minister said, in the recent years, India's traditional medicines and yoga have drawn global attention. He also shared his recent speech at the Global Ayush Summit 2022 at Gandhinagar, Gujarat.
The 7th Ayurveda Day will be celebrated worldwide tomorrow on a grand scale. Dhanvantari Jayanti has been celebrated as Ayurveda Day since 2016 to promote the country's most ancient and well-documented system of medicine. The main event will be held in New Delhi and various programs will be organized across the country. Indian missions and embassies will also organize programs in their respective countries. This year's Ayurveda Day is being celebrated with the theme Har Din Har Ghar Ayurveda to propagate benefits of Ayurveda to the larger and grassroots community.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for crores of people across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with the series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. In today's episode, we bring you the story of India's achievements in sports from 2014 onwards.
India has made several achievements in various fields after independence, and sports is no exception to it. Indian players have made the country proud from time to time. Union Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has taken several steps to encourage sports in the country. The Sports Authority of India is credited for the advancement of sports and games in the country. The picture of the world of sports has changed in the country in the last 8 years. The reason for this success is the government's Target Podium scheme, TOPS, which was launched in May 2015. Under the scheme, main focus is given to athletics, badminton, boxing, archery, wrestling and shooting sports. The objective of this scheme was to identify the talent of those sportspersons who have the potential to win Olympic medals and then nurture them. After TOPS, the government started the Khelo India scheme to give a platform to young and talented players, which started in 2017-18. Fit India movement was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 29th of August 2019 on the occasion of National Sports Day.
फिटनेस एक शब्द नहीं है, बल्कि स्वस्थ और समृद्ध जीवन की एक जरूरी शर्त है। हमारी संस्कृति में तो हमेशा से ही फिटनेस पर बहुत ज्यादा जोर दिया गया है।
Fit India movement has played an important role in giving a new direction to sports in the country. Sports Talent Search Portal was launched in 2017 to recognize the best talent among the youth of the country. In the 2014 Incheon Asian Games, India won a total of 57 medals, including 11 gold. The men's hockey team had won the gold medal in the Asian Games after a long wait of 16 years. India hosted the Men's Under-17 Football World Cup in 2017. This was the first time that India had hosted a FIFA tournament. India's star female badminton player PV Sindhu won the women's singles title at the 2019 World Championships in Basel. Sindhu is a silver medalist at the 2016 Rio Olympics and a bronze medalist at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. The year 2018 was great for India. Mary Kom won the world boxing title.
The judges have scored this bout as a unanimous points decision in favour of the red corner.
Mary Kom is beaming from ear to ear because the iconic Indian boxer has just claimed her first Commonwealth Games gold medal in this her Commonwealth Games debut. Delight up in the stands. Mary Kom giving thanks, a unanimous points decision victor over Northern Ireland's Christina O'Hara.
In the year 2018, Hima Das became the first Indian woman to win gold at the IAAF World Under-20 Athletics Championships when she won the 400-meter race title in Finland. Manika Batra won India's first table tennis gold in women's singles at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. In the same year, Deepa Karmakar bagged gold in the Gymnastics World Cup. India won a total of 7 medals in the 2021 Olympics, including 1 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze. In the Paralympics, Indian players performed the best, winning 5 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze medals to finish 24th. India also created history in the track and field athlete event in the Olympics when javelin thrower Neeraj won the gold medal.
टोक्यो 2020 में ट्रैक एंड फील्ड के जैवलिन मुकाबले में स्वर्ण पदक जीत लिया है भारत के थ्रोअर नीरज चोपड़ा ने। कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, एशियन गेम्स गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट और अब ओलंपिक गेम्स के गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट नीरज चोपड़ा।
India's performance in the Commonwealth Games was also phenomenal in 2022 as it finished 4th with 61 medals. India dominated in weightlifting, wrestling and boxing. The men's badminton team created history by winning the Thomas Cup title for the first time in 2022. In the same year, the country's star wrestler Vinesh Phogat created history by winning a bronze medal at the World Wrestling Championships. The Chess Olympiad was also successfully organized in Mabalapuram, Tamil Nadu for the first time in India.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ.
Chinese President Xi Jinping, also the General Secretary of China's ruling Communist Party, has secured an unprecedented third term. The decision came on the concluding day of the 20th National Congress of the party in Beijing today. Veteran heavyweights, including Premier Li Keqiang and Wang Yang, the head of the top political advisory body, have lost their positions in a major shake-up in the party. Immediately after the 20th Party Congress concluded, state news agency Xinhua announced the names of 205 members of the new Central Committee, which oversees the party's 97 million members. The names will be announced tomorrow at the first plenary session of the new Central Committee. Politburo Standing Committee is the apex decision-making body in China. State Council leadership, which implements the decisions, will continue till March next year, when the new Premier will be announced at the annual Parliament session known as the Two Sessions.
In Canada, regulations prohibiting the sale, purchase or transfer of handguns came into effect yesterday. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the measure builds on earlier efforts banning handgun imports. The Canadian Prime Minister was speaking at a press conference in Surrey in British Columbia, which was attended by family members of gun violence victims and other advocates. The action stops people from buying, selling or transferring handguns within Canada and prevents them from bringing newly acquired handguns into the country. According to the Prime Minister's office, the handgun freeze was announced in May alongside proposed legislation. The freeze was criticized by the government of the western province of Alberta, which has previously said it will resist other gun control measures proposed by Ottawa. Canada has stricter gun laws than the United States, but Canadians can own firearms with a license. The Global Watchdog Financial Action Task Force (FATF) has added Myanmar to the list of high-risk countries, externally known as blacklist, with strategic deficiencies in regimes. The categories marked to counter money laundering, terrorist financing and proliferation financing. Myanmar is the third country to be added in this list, along with Northern Korea and Iran. Myanmar was added to the FATF list of high-risk countries for failing to address strategic deficiencies as committed by it in February 2020. FATF called upon its member states to apply due diligence measures in financial dealings with Myanmar, proportionate to the risk without hindering flow of funds for humanitarian assistance, legitimate non-profit organization activity and remittances. The meeting of the FATF under the presidency of Singapore concluded today. Delegates from over 200 jurisdictions of the global network participated in the discussions at its headquarters in Paris.
Jathedar Shri Akal Takht Sahib Harpreet Singh has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for laying the foundation stone of the Gurudwara Hemkund Sahib ropeway. The ropeway will connect Govind Ghat to Hemkund Sahib. In a letter written to Prime Minister, he said for any devout Sikh, this is a historic occasion and will further bring together the pilgrims with their sacred places. In a tweet, Prime Minister Modi assured the Sangat that the government will keep working to fulfill the vision of the Guru Sahibs. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has said India has become the fifth largest economy in the world under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said the record investment has taken place in the country and the government is stressing upon increasing exports and decreasing imports. Mr. Thakur said this in an interview with Akashvani Chandigarh after reviewing the Swachhata Abhiyan in Doordarshan and Akashvani Kendra today. On handing over 75,000 jobs by PM Narendra Modi today, Mr. Thakur said this is a gift for the youth from the Prime Minister on the occasion of Dhanteras. He said that 20 lakh jobs would be given in record time.
India will begin its campaign at the T20 World Cup with a match against Pakistan at the Melbourne Cricket Ground MCG at 1:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time tomorrow. All India Radio will broadcast ball-by-ball commentary of the match alternately in Hindi and English from 1 p.m. In the opening match of the Super 12 stage today, New Zealand beat defending champion Australia by 89 runs. Chasing a target of 201 runs, Australia were all out in 17.1 overs. Put into bat, New Zealand scored 200 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. For Australia, Hazelwood scalped 2 wickets. In the second match, England beat Afghanistan by 5 wickets. Chasing a target of 113 runs, England scored the required runs in 18.1 overs. Earlier put into bat, Afghanistan were all out for 112 runs in 19.4 overs. For England, Sam Curran claimed 5 wickets while Stokes and Wood bagged 2 wickets each.
Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is expected to have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Mumbai is likely to experience mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 24, maximum around 34. Kolkata expected to have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature will be 24, maximum around 32. Chennai expected to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Minimum temperature will be 25 degrees, maximum around 33. In the south, Hyderabad will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Bengaluru will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. Aizawl, Imphal, Kohima in the northeast will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches mega recruitment drive, hands over letters to 75,000 newly recruited appointees for various posts in the central government. Over 4,51,000 families get their own houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Modi says PM Awas Yojana has become a tool for social and economic empowerment. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia says Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana has helped citizens in saving 18,000 crore rupees. ISRO to launch its first dedicated commercial satellite LVM-3 from Sriharikota a few minutes after midnight. Prime Minister to participate in Deepotsav festival in Ayodhya on the eve of Deepavali. Chinese President Xi Jinping secures an unprecedented third term at National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing. In T20 World Cup, India-Pakistan to lock horns in their opening match at Melbourne tomorrow. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.